breed, global truth. What's good, everybody? It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. Welcome. I see Slugger in the building. Debbie's in the house. Latasha, what's going on? Kim C. B Rock. Hey. Grace Hill's in the house. Derek Yasharal. Man, brothers and sisters, the ancient mysticism is in play right now. The American idolatry is in play right now. The predictive programming and the foreshadowing. They're doing it all. So, as you can all see, there's been a 90-foot statue that was recently erected in Texas. And this is one of a few statues that's been erected as of late, which we're going to get into that. And all while this is happening, monkeypox seems to be another epidemic. Do y'all believe that this is chance, by chance, or is there an agenda here? Now, there's some real Planet of the Apes stuff going on right now. They're literally targeting the minds of the people, and they're practicing witchcraft, sorcery, black magic, divination. See, these idols are ancient idols, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well, and how they channel through these different deities in order to actually have any power over the public, over society. And that's what you see happening right now, full-fledged. And that's not the only statue. Now, warning, this one's a little bit graphic, although it is for public viewership because it's this other statue I'm about to show you. It's out there. Now, viewers' discretion is advised.
If you thought the 90-foot monkey statue in Houston, Texas was wild, this monkey statue out of New Orleans is covered in monkeypox. It's got demonic horns, the all-seeing eye, and a huge erection. These monkey statues are popping up everywhere all over the country, and the virtue signaling is thick. Stay woke, my friends.
Brothers and sisters, now you can't get no more overt than that. The fact that the public can walk by and see that shows you what they think of the people. It's covered in monkeypox. It has demonic horns on it. The all-seeing eye. If these people are not operating through coded messages and wickedness, if America is not becoming a horror story at this point, then what is it going to look like 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now? That's what I want to know. Because this is overt idolatry, straight up. They're putting it right in your faces. Man, this is why in Colossians it tell you, man, Colossians 3 and 5, it says, mortify therefore your members, which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanliness, inordinate affection, evil, concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. See, a lot of people out here into that inordinate affection, out here living in the flesh, in the spirit of perversion, falling for the wine of Babylon, they're going to inherit these plagues. And the sorcery, divination, and black magic of the elitists, they know exactly how it's going to affect the people. Why? Because they're the ones putting the magic out there for the people. While they're worshiping these idols that they're putting up all around you. Now, those who are asleep, they don't pay attention to these type of things because they think everything is just everything. They would rather remain oblivious. They would rather tuck their head in the sand and not see that you are in a spiritual war and that there's some evil, insidious, diabolical people who are literally putting their portals, putting their mediums, and putting their idols all over the world, strategically placing them all over the states. And you know, the scriptures tell us to put no God before the Most High. Leviticus 19 tells us, turn ye into idols, or nor make, it says, don't turn yourself into idols, nor make yourself molten gods. I am the Lord your God. So these heathens, man, they know what's going on. They know that it's cultivating the perfect storm. They know that it's cultivating a certain energy, just having these idols placed for the people. It's a demonic energy. And through spell casting, people literally, they know this stuff works. They know that that's going to affect people. They're literally going to be getting monkeypox. Why? Because people are not serving the Most High God. So by process of elimination, when these different entities and deities are operating, people are going to fall for it. People are definitely going to fall for it. Now, I want to read up a little bit about the 90-foot monkey statue. And I'll share my screen with y'all so y'all can understand what they got going on, at least the reasoning that they giving you. Y'all give me one moment and pound the like button on your way in. And you got to ask yourself, why did they put this in Texas? Now, I want you to think about this too, because you got to piece this together. Texas just got hit with the highest HIV rate pretty much in the world. So why did they erect this statue there? Because right now, Texas is looking like Babylon. Texas is looking like Sodom and Gomorrah. Texas is getting hit with the scabs of Egypt, the plagues of Egypt. So they've harnessed enough satanic energy there to put that right into people's faces. All right, let's talk about this 90-foot monkey statue in Texas. I'm going to go to Newsweek. And actually, the Hindus actually posted up the Hinduans Times on World News. So let's go there so you can get a more esoteric reason why they put such a statue up in Texas. Because once you know the symbols, once you know what they're doing with the idols, you'll understand what the agenda is and what's going on. And this is on the Hindustan Times. It says, y'all put a 1 in the chat if y'all can see this clearly. Let me actually make the image bigger for y'all in case y'all would like to read along, right? And it reads, Texas gets 90-foot tall Hanuman sculpture, third tallest sculpture in U.S. known, it says, now mind you, y'all, it's the third tallest statue in the U.S. Number one is definitely the, what's the lady with the damn, with the torch? Y'all know Lady Liberty. Lady Liberty stands at about 150 foot. If y'all know what the other statue is, then let me know. But they saying this one is the third tallest. So it's not even that far off from Lady Liberty. It's just sitting there, a big monkey statue. It says a grand Prasta ceremony was held in Texas on Sunday. So they had a whole ceremony. August 18, where a 90-foot tall Hanuman statue was inaugurated. Now let's go look this up. What is the Hanuman, right? Oh, let's pull it up. Oh man, we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna pull this up for y'all so y'all can get a greater understanding on what this deity represents, because it's deeper than what you know, right? We're gonna go there. It says a grand prista the ceremony was held in Houston, Texas. This is the third tallest statue in the United States. The statue was named Statue of Union, and it commemorates Lord Hanuman's role in reuniting Sri Rama and Sita. The temple has been built at the Sri, I don't know how to spell these damn words, but this is clearly Hinduism. And now I want y'all to peep something. This is Hinduism, the same religion of who, ladies and gentlemen? Let me see if y'all understand what's happening right now. The same religion, religious beliefs of what presidential candidate? Come on now. Let's connect the dots. Welcome to class, everybody. Welcome to class. Exactly. Kamalla. Interesting, right? So when you get to see why they erected this statue in its timing, you're going to see what type of witchcraft and sorcery is being put out there. It goes on to say, the temple has been built at the Sri Octomy Temple in Sugar Land, Texas. The visionary behind the project happens to be His Holiness Sri Chinjir Swamji. I can promise you that Kamalla's bumping shoulders with this person. These are the type of world leaders or religious leaders that she's bumping shoulders with. I promise you that. Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman. Now there you go. Now monkeypox is on the rise. Timing is everything, people. Now let's go to who this individual is, who this entity is. This Hanuman sculpture. What is the identity of the Hanuman? So you can know what kind of witchcraft is being done on the people, right? Hold on now. Let me pull this up. Because this is definitely one of her peoples, one of her idols. Here go the Hanuman. Look, half woman, look, half monkey. This is what these people believe. After cleansing the mirror of mind with the pollen dust of Holy Guru's lotus feet, I profess the pure, untainted glory of Shir Raver, which bestows the fourfold fruits, Dharma, Artha, Karma, and Moksha. This is what the woman that y'all think is black is actually worshiping. Hold on, let's get to it. Their idols are showing up, brothers and sisters. Their idols are showing up. Let me bring this in closer. And this is somewhat their parables and their scripture and their text. And of course, it's written in a bunch of parables, and it's really not, it ain't the Most High God. So all the people that, think Kamalla is invited to the cookout, this is her actual origin. This is what she's actually believing in. Not to mention, she ain't got no love for your people. Peep this.
The power I have as a prosecutor is that with a swipe of my pen, I can charge someone with a misdemeanor, the lowest level offense possible. And by virtue of that swipe of my pen, you will have to go to a courthouse and stand in line. You will have to come out of pocket and hire an attorney. You may get arrested for a few hours. You will be embarrassed in your community. You will miss time from coming onto the Google campus. All because with the swipe of my pen I've charged you with a crime, which I may choose to dismiss 2 weeks later. It's an incredible amount of power.
Wow. She enjoys her power. She enjoys inordinately incarcerating our people. And this is the person that people are considering putting in the White House. What do you think she's going to do with that power then? And we know that this monkeypox is coming from y'all know what. I know inquiring minds would like to know, but when you got common sense, you know that it could be the result of the you know what. And now they're conjuring up the right energy, the demonic frequency. I want to explain a little more on this Hanuman, right? Now, this is some of the parables of the Hanuman. I want to go to the actual, who is the Hanuman? Who is the Hanuman? Hold on, let's stop this screen real quick. Let me pull this up. Let's get to it. All right, I got another source here. And I want to go to a source where y'all can hear it from the actual people who worship these gods. Hold up. All right, where did it go here? All right, here we go. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Let's go. There go the monkey statue. Monkeypox is prevalent. This is Kamalla Harris's belief system. This is one of the goddesses that she serves. No, y'all thinking this woman's black, but no, she's an Indian, an Eastern Indian. And look at their idols. Most High gonna destroy these dumb idols. He's gonna destroy these dumb idols. Look, I'm just showing God's people, the chosen ones, what we up against. This is the weird stuff they into. And it only gonna have power over people who not seeking the Creator. This is what these people are doing. See, look, they're getting desperate out here. They trying every god under the sun. Every god that they can find crawling from underneath a rock. Whatever idol they can find, they're trying it to try to combat those of truth. That's what's happening right now. Look at this. Hold on. Oh, that's a music video? Come on, man. It's a whole, look, they got whole music videos. I'm over here thinking they about to go through the source of what this is. But they clearly worship this deity. So nothing is by chance. When they talk about monkeypox, trust and believe. Trust and believe. They've already conjured up these spirits and these spells. And look, I can tell you right now, Kamalla is a key player. Now talking about this deity, I was looking for something specific, but the Hanuman is also big on what? Guess it. The A word. You know, where pregnancies get terminated. All these, let me explain something to you. Moloch, Shiva, the Hanuman, they're all variations of Moloch. They're all variations of the same God. That's all it is. They just come in different forms. This is what polytheism is all about. They come in different forms, but guess what they're all about? The sacrifice of children. That's all it is. When you really dig into it, it's all about the ritual, the sacrifice of the young ones. Now, I want y'all to peep something. Never before have you seen a person, a presidential candidate, have a Planned Parenthood van outside of the damn DNC. Well, let's get there. outside the DNC, y'all. See if I could pull this up for y'all.
Wait, hold up.
Wait, where is it?
It's like, why just not create the right situation? All they had to do was increase the zone where the journalists could work and set the seats back a little further, and then everyone would have been fine.
Guys, you can hate Donald Trump all you want, but at the end of the day, he's not the one that has a Planned Parenthood bus outside of the DNC. Kamala Harris has a Planned Parenthood bus outside of the DNC, so people can get abortions, people can get vasectomies in that bus. People are busy getting abortions in a bus at the DNC. What? They're also like, these two candidates are so different, because at the RNC you had Trump with his grandchildren. One of the grandchildren had the most beautiful speech, and then here you have Kamala Harris with an abortion bus outside of the DNC, and people are busy getting abortions in a bus. What the hell? Planned Parenthood is, wow.
Now, in case you don't know what the DNC is, brothers and sisters, we're talking about the Democratic National Convention. It's a series of presidential nominating conventions held every 4 years since 1832. That's a long time. And never before in history have you seen a Planned Parenthood abortion van outside, where people are literally going out here getting vasectomies, terminating pregnancies. Listen, I'm telling you, that is unreal. That is literally out of this world. Do you know you got to wrap your mind around how crazy that is? And you know what the scripture says, harm not my children. You want to harm a child? You better off, hey, look, you better off being cast to the bottom of the sea, having a great millstone wrapped about thy neck. Scriptures also tell you that, you know, that the children are the Most High's portion. That's his lot. But when you brothers and sisters speak on these things, talk about the truth, talk about what's going on, you're labeled the enemy of the state. You're labeled somebody just evil, because in this world, good is evil, evil is good. And the Bible says, woe to those who call good evil and evil good. But we're talking about rituals and sacrifices happening right before our eyes. Meanwhile, the Politricks is going on full-fledged, full steam ahead on the Politricks. Meanwhile, the country is really going through it, standing on its last leg. And none of the candidates are addressing the real issues.
Think about it. From the time we get here, we're set up. They already have a social security number that's just stamped on us, and they tell you that you're not enslaved anymore. However, slavery, it's a new form of slavery. A new form of slavery of go to your 9 to 5, give us your children, put your children in the schools, give us your children so that we can teach them what we want them to know, which is actually nothing. And we're not going to make it to where you can't afford to stay home with your children and homeschool them. So we're going to do everything in our power to make sure this economy is failing. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure that you really don't own what you think you own. And every system is the exact same way. Go to work for 30 to 40 years, build into your 401k, invest into your 401k, cash out at 55 to 60 to 65 to 70. Work, buy the house, buy the car, buy the dream, buy, get into debt. Like, y'all, do y'all see? Or is it just me?
I mean, that's exactly what it is. Meanwhile, everybody want to stay plugged in the damn matrix. Not realizing that modern day slavery is here. Not realizing that if we don't begin to move accordingly, it's going to get a whole hell of a lot worse. Here's the issue. We can all see what's happening, but somehow, some way, the mechanism is still in place for people to fall into the psychological warfare by still casting their votes to these idols, putting their hope in their faith and trust in people who are actually your enemy. Now, this thing is getting ramped up so quick, man. I got something very interesting going on, a real interesting news clip about the trucking industry. And I want to bring this up because all of the jobs that you thought will remain no matter what, artificial intelligence is actually taking those over too. And I would have never thought that transport would be so affected like it's about to be. Peep this, y'all.
One of the biggest industries in America. They have created driverless semi-trucks, and before the end of this year, they plan to have them on the roads in Texas running fully autonomously.
So what is the government going to do for the people that don't have no more work because of AI taking over the truck driver?
Many drivers we spoke with say they're afraid of this taking their jobs.
I want to get a bunch of my guys together and go picket that company because it's going to be a chain reaction. You're going to have other companies coming up and they're going to repeat the technology and it's going to put us out of a job.
The Teamsters are a large trucking union representing tens of thousands of drivers. They sent Pittsburgh's Action News 4 this statement that reads in part, "There should always be a well-trained and properly licensed person in the front seat of a vehicle. No matter what any big tech company says, there isn't a single driverless vehicle on the road today that's anywhere close to operating at the same capacity as a human driver."
You know, one thing I will say, Joe Biden didn't lie to the people. He said the truckers was going to be completely out of work in 3 to 5 years. Right now, there is a mass layoff of truck drivers going on right now. Multiple companies are closing down, calling in all their trucks. It's happening slowly but surely. And my thing is with the trucking industry being such an integral part of our economy, why is it not being talked about and discussed? And why, if we save the auto industry, why are we not trying to save the trucking industry, right? If you love this country so much, and they are the ones, the backbone of this country, that gets all of our produce and meats where they need to go, why are we not trying to save them? It's happening. Let every trucker see this, share it to the next trucker. I'm with you. I'm with your industry and what you do, and I appreciate you for your sacrifice and your hard work, driving long hours to make sure that we have food to eat. I say thank you. As far as the government and these companies and whatever they got planned, I can't do nothing about it.
Two companies, Kodiak Robotics and Aurora Innovation, plan to launch driverless freight-carrying trucks between Dallas and Houston later this year, utilizing Texas as a testing ground for autonomous technology in the trucking industry. Their trucks are equipped with sensors performing approximately 1,000 checks on the surrounding environment every 100 milliseconds, allowing them to identify and adapt to the behavior of other drivers. You might be wondering what happens if the robots get confused. Well, in Kodiak's case, command centers in Lancaster and Mountain View, California, monitor the trucks and take over driving functions remotely if necessary.
Wow, wow, wow. Oh, man. It's so much to unpack right there. Oh, so many things running through my mind. First of all, I noticed that it's traveling from Texas. There's a lot going on in Texas. Also, the fact that AI is replacing truckers shows me two things. Number one, it must not be enough product to transport. Product, the actual products, the actual goods are running low. There's no goods to transport. So they can do these massive layoffs because they don't need as many truckers. This is what I just ascertained from that. Secondly, they plan on no trucks running at some point. That's the second thing that I gathered from that. At some point, there will be no trucks because this sounds like a temporary fix. Only a temporary fix for the massive layoffs. And when you put that into perspective, you know it's time to learn how to hunt. You know it's time to learn how to plant gardens. You know it's time to learn how to survive. You know it's time to link up with people who can see what's going on in the world. And you know it's time to move accordingly because the trucks aren't going to be running forever. They're not going to these grocery stores. There's going to be world event after world event to completely destroy the transport industry. No food, no products. That's what's going to happen in the future. Now, I'm not saying how long it's going to happen, but this is why you need to be able to have what you need to sustain for at least 2 months. At least 2 months worth of product and food. Because, ladies and gentlemen, they really on one. They really on one. Now, if you ask me, during this presidential campaign, during the election, these should be the real questions that are asked. These should be the real questions that are asked to the candidates. What are we going to do about the trucking industry? What are we going to do? How are people going to transport their goods? Are the goods running low? How are we able to remain a central hub for world trade if we're in such debt? These are the questions I want to know. Somebody says they're trying to make the food less and less affordable. Exactly. And now I want you to think about this. Why is that? Because you got less and less truckers. You got less and less truckers who can transport goods from A to B. Also, the gas costs more. So now you have a situation where the gas prices go up. It costs more to transport. Now they got these new, highly sophisticated machines that they're using where there's no driver required. Who you think is funding that? Us. Our tax dollars is funding that. So what has to happen? The actual product has to go up in price. The hyperinflation is here. All because they're trying to usher in an artificial intelligence society. All because they want to outsource and they only want to basically feed the elite. They look at us as useless eaters. They're saying to themselves, we're not getting up and getting out on our own. We're happy being slaves. So they're going to just do what they do. They figure that they can go without you. And now they want to make man in their image. They want to play the role of God. That's what Satan's people are doing right now. Playing the role of the Most High by doing what? Making man in their image. Artificial intelligence, robots. People losing their jobs. The trucking industry, man, that feeds so many families. That's the backbone of our culture. That's what should be on the table right now. But the politricks that they playing on you got you thinking that Donald Trump is some kind of hero. Got you thinking that he's going to rise up and lead us to the promised land. When in actuality, he just paid off too. They all work for the lobbyists. They're all working for the Bilderbergs, the Rothschilds, BlackRock, Trilateral Commission, Congress, the Illuminati bloodline, the 5%, the cabal. And I just got to be the one who tell y'all like it is. It's about world domination for these diabolical, wicked, evil people. That's all it's ever been about. World domination. Got you believing that, you know, these people got our best interests at mind. They're not addressing the trucking company. They're not addressing none of the things that matter. Somebody said it, 2 wings of the same bird. That's right. It's very sickening. I mean, look at what's happening.
Wait, hold up. You mean to tell me that every American social security number has been stolen in a new major hack? It's been reported that 2.7 billion records has allegedly been compromised, including social security numbers and physical addresses. First of all, isn't it weird that we could never find these hackers, even though we have this advanced technology with facial recognition, tracking, biometrics? Interesting. And second, this looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? Oh yeah, that's because the IMF simulated a 10-country cyber attack on the global financial system back in 2021. Gets better, you guys. So it says Israel on Thursday, December 9th, 2021, led a 10-country simulation on a major cyber attack on the global financial system. The simulation, called War Game, was over a 10-day period with sensitive data emerging on the dark web. Also, it says the simulation also used fake news reports in the scenario, caused chaos in global markets, and a run on the banks. Now, why would they do that? I mean, is it to get us ready for something? Remember they ran a global pandemic simulation back in October of 2019 called Event 201? Yeah, that was a coincidence, right? Now, in this hack, with all your information out there, your ID, your address, your social security number, we need some type of resolution, right?
The digital ID legislation has not come into effect yet. It doesn't come into effect until the 1st of December this year. The law is very clear that there must be alternate ways provided for the community to engage with government. That has been made very...
This is the new Digital ID Act that they just implemented in Australia that commences on December 1st, 2024. Now get this, it says the system will provide individuals with a safe and voluntary way to verify your identity for use in online transactions with government and businesses. This is a classic case of create the problem, create the solution. And I know this is in Australia, but places like this in Canada are perfect test grounds before they launch it in the US. And let's not forget the last thing they told us that was safe and voluntary. I mean, how'd that play out, huh? Now, this hack occurred on August 14th, but do you know what else happened on August 14th? 89 years to the date, the Social Security Administration was founded on August 14th. The world is a stage. They're just playing in our face at this point. Make sure you guys get into my Telegram because there's a bunch of stuff I can put in there that I can't put on here. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know below.
They're purposely imploding America. They're very intentional about what they're doing. It's so overt how they operate. Now peep this. The day the Social Security bill was even rolled out, that's the day that this major hack took place. The day the world was introduced to the Social Security system, that's the day it took place. Now, those who are in the matrix, those who can't see, they just think that's a coincidence. Those who can see knows that it was planned, that they're seriously doing these things purposely. They got all this highly sophisticated technology, but they don't know who's hacking. Everybody in America, listen, every American citizen gets hacked, their Social Security number. And there ain't military on the ground, that ain't boots on the ground, there ain't people getting raided, Secret Service, CIA, military. You know, if we're the most powerful country in the world, you would think hey, listen, there'll be a war. There will be a civil war. Or if it was an international hack, there would be a war based on that. But y'all don't think they know what's going on? No, they know exactly what's going on. They're trying to implement digital currency. And they're putting it out there as a fear tactic. They want you to be afraid of what they can do with your Social Security number. So what? The next step is to do what? Roll out a more secure method of payment that'll be all at your fingertips. They're using fear and trauma. So when they roll out the digital currency, y'all see, in Australia, they're rolling it out December 1st. It's only a matter of time before America also has digital currency. But they roll it out. The moment they roll it out, they're going to say, look, you want to be safe, right? With that information they stole, X, Y, and Z is going to happen on your credit score. This is going to happen. That is going to happen. In order to avoid all of that, you line up, hey, download this app. We want all your personal information. I think it's personally, this is just my hypothesis, my prediction rather. I think it's going to start off on the phone first. I think it's going to be something they're going to use with the phone, and then it's going to develop into a digital chip that goes in the hand. That's just my, from what I've observed over the last couple of months. But they're using fear. But, you know, most High people are not afraid. When you unplug from that matrix, when you wake up, you are not afraid. Because you know exactly all their tactics. We are aware of Satan's devices. We're not going to willingly allow these people to inseminate us with anything or push us into doing something that breaks our moral compass. It's getting real, folks. It's getting real. I want to go to Jeremiah 11:12. It says, then shall the cities of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem go and cry unto the gods, unto whom they offer incense, but they shall not save them at all in the time of their trouble. See, what's going to end up happening is you're going to see a lot of people, melanated people, the tribes of Judah. They're going to be falling for Hinduism, Buddhism, New Age philosophy, ancient mysticism. When all the idol gods brainwash the people, they're going to believe that these lesser gods, these dumb gods, as the Most High calls them in the scriptures, going to be able to save them from what's coming. See, if you seek in the Almighty, the Most High, the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, when you seek in the Most High, he's going to lead you in exactly where you need to go. And you're not going to be trying to seek after these dumb idols to save you, because they're not going to be able to save you. It ain't going to be nothing they're going to be able to do. Hold on. Where's my all right, look, I want to show y'all something. I want to show y'all something. Because the programming is real. Y'all got to understand what the Matrix all about. The new smart grid.
Just the simple fact of using credit cards, using smartphones, and all of this automated system is the problem. People don't realize what it is. This system we're being led into is the new world order in itself. The 5G smart grid is the new world order. The Internet of Things, it's the new world order. People don't really understand how that works, but what it's about is monitoring every single aspect of your life. The smart grid is being presented to people as this thing that's going to be highly beneficial to us. You know, you only be using the electricity that you use, you only be paying for that, all this sort of stuff. So it's being presented as a really positive thing. But what it will do, it will put a dollar value on absolutely every aspect of your life. So that every time you turn on a tap, the credit goes. Every time you turn on a light, every time you watch your TV, every time you boil your jug, every time you do anything, there's a dollar value attached to it. There's an interesting TV show that came out a couple of years ago called Black Mirror, and they had one episode of that where everybody, the only job they had was running on a treadmill or spinning a bike and just to accumulate credits, so they had to pay for every single action that they performed. And that's what the smart grid is. That's what we're being led into. And it's all about digital.
Now, I don't know if y'all seen that particular episode when they were just running on the treadmill. They was watching advertisements in order to basically build up, you know, a payment method for everything and to be able to be, you know, survive in this world. That's what they want. They don't want you to have anything that you can call your own.
And control of everything. And if you're someone who lives a slightly alternate lifestyle, say you grow a few vegetables and you give some to your neighbors, or you do a little bit of massage for someone, or you do a bit of tarot reading or something like this, the only way you're going to be able to get paid for that once the smart grid comes online is through the transfer of digital credits, which means the government will get a tax. You have to put it on your income tax, or everything will be monitored.
And everything is already monitored. Nowadays, you can't even trade any type of money without having to turn it into the Internal Revenue Services. Now they even tracking your cash apps. That's why cash is the best method. It's always good to have some kind of cash at hand. And this is wisdom speaking. Brothers and sisters, I know that the banks have more than likely always secured your finances. But I'm telling you, now we're in a time where you got to liquidate assets. You got to buy things that are tangible, that you can own. RVs are a great investment. Mongolian yurts, great investment. Those little container homes. The small homes that you can buy from Lowe's and different places like that, Home Depot. Let me tell y'all something. I'm warning you this now. Not even warning you. I'm just giving you some real knowledgeable information that one day could or cannot save your life. Having these things are important, and having cash. Yo, there's certain parts of the South till this day, they don't take cards. They know what time it is. And if they do take card or any transfer wire of money, they're very reluctant, very apprehensive. Trust me, when I was down in North Carolina, people was very reluctant to do those cash transfers. And the irony of it all, while I was down there, that's when the global hack took place. You always got to keep some money at hand. Always.
That's what it's about, complete blanket surveillance of every single action people are doing. That's what the smart grid is. And it's being rolled out underneath everything else while we're arguing about all of these these issues and been given all of these global conflicts and all of this theatre of politics to fight and squabble about, underneath all of that is this smart grid. And it's rolling out very, very quickly. And the smart grid, the 5G grid, underlying that is the fact that the 5G system that they're using to run the smart grid, the Internet of Things, has also been used by the military. It's a military grade.
And that's what it is. I mean, the dollar transfers, it's about tracing you too. They can trace you anywhere you go using your debit card, using this card, using that card. And you don't want that. Sometimes you want to move on your own free will without Uncle Sam watching you straight up. But that's what the smart grid is all about. Keeping a touch on everything you do. Satan is a control freak.
Technology is basically an active denial system. So the 5G grid not only will track everything you do, it can be used as a weapon. It can be used as a microwave cannon. It can be used to disable people, to track people. You can see through walls. You can see what you're carrying, whether you're carrying money, whether you're carrying a weapon, all of this sort of stuff. So it's very, very evasive. Plus it does all sorts of damage to us biologically. You know, it damages our cell structure, damages the cell structure of all food, changes the cell structure of everything that it comes into contact with. And the 5G system will be a blanket system, blanket wave of communication. You know, we've got situations now where you lose signal on your mobile phone if you move too far away from a tower. That won't happen with the 5G. It will be everywhere, right across the country, in rural areas, everywhere. You'll be able to get perfect signal. So everyone's going to kind of welcome this, but they don't realize what it is. It's about everything.
David says, but Brother Breed, no disrespect intended, but when the federal banks shut down, what will we do then, because cash will no longer soon? What does that mean? Cash will no longer soon. Yeah, I think the Coyote answered you right. Cash is king. And the way that this is going to work out, and take it from somebody who's traveled to a third world country, the way this is going to work out, even when the banks collapse, people, the psychological warfare that cash has on people, the grasp that cash has on people, still people are going to use cash. You don't just break it because the news then said, you don't break the stronghold, you don't break the spell just because the banks crash. People have been acclimated to use cash for a long time now. So there's still going to be cash being used. And I'm going to tell you, even if it has no value, people still are going to chase after that dollar. That's just a fact.
Talking to everything else and everything, tracking everything else. And also with the smart grid, it turns virtually every smart appliance into a surveillance system. There's been a new law passed in Australia where police have just been given the permission to tune into smart devices and listen to what's going on in people's homes. They can tune into your refrigerator. A lot of people don't realize your smart fridge has a microphone. They can tune in and listen to the conversations you're having in your kitchen. So anybody who's targeted for any reason at all, if they've got suspicions about anybody, they can just tune in, listen to their devices, their mobile phones, their refrigerators, their televisions, turn their cameras on, watch them through the television, all the stuff that they're doing. This is what the smart grid is. And this is being rolled out underneath everything. And we've got so many people distracted on so many issues trying to address the government corruption and all of this stuff. They're not realizing that this is all rolling out. And in another 3 or 4 to 5 years, they're just going to wake up and go, what happened? How do I suddenly find myself in this digital prison? Because that's what it is. That's virtually what it is. It's a digital prison, a digital control grid.
That's what the Matrix is, a digital prison, a digital control grid. Nobly Nisi says, Ecclesiastics 10:19, a feast is made for laughter and wine makes merry, but money answereth everything. Amen. Yep, that's just saying that money is a defense. And in the midst of things going wrong, you know, money can be used to get you the resources that you need. And that's why it's important that you start to get those things, or at least, you know, change your mind and start thinking to yourself, you know, if, you know, these trucks was to stop running, how would I feed my family? What would be my next step? How would I go about this? These are the type of things you got to do. Get those things. It's just being a responsible adult. When you train up your children, when you're raising them, what are you doing? Preparing them for the world. That's what a responsible adult would do. Prepare your children for the world. That's what it's all about, correct? It just so happens the world you living in now, a lot more preparation is required based on what we see and what we know and what's prophetic. And it's not about being afraid. I personally believe those who are really afraid are those who refuse to see the truth. The people who are really afraid, the people who are stagnant, they're afraid to just see what's happening because it's too much for them to handle. When the truth will set you free, ain't that what the scripture says? That you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. See, ladies and gentlemen, the preachers in the pulpit, they're not telling you about prophecy right now. The pastor up in the Christian churches, they're not telling you what's going on with the mark of the beast being rolled out. That's not what they're talking about in these churches. They're not telling you what's going on with the Politricks and how they're really just gathering data to see who's a soft target and who's a hard target, and that your vote doesn't really count. It's all about a selection. They're not telling you none of this. You got some of these churches that's pro-Trump and pro-Kamalla, but they're not pro-Christ. They're not pro-prophecy. They're not really peeling the book open and doing what they need to do. They're not warning the people. There's very few voices out here that's really telling the people, look, we got to start moving accordingly. I can tell you now, a lot of these churches are going to be processing centers for the mark of the beast. A lot of these churches are going to open their doors and they're going to be scanning you in, lining up to get the mark of the beast, lining you up to get inoculations. And when the monkeypox come out, they'll be lining up. The churches will be letting you in there to get the. Imagine this. Monkeypox has just dropped. And there was something odd of 17,000 people who got infected on the continent of Africa. But in America right now, they have already made over 10 million formulas to combat it. That's foreshadowing. That's them letting you know that we expect 10 million plus. Now, whether it happens or not, no matter, sometimes they plan things and the Most High don't let it happen the way they plan it. But we know that the population has always been the agenda. We know that they're not really informing the people. Somebody says they acting like they don't see me, but they all do. They just don't want to jeopardize their platforms. Who are you talking about? So pay attention. Who are you? Let me see. Let me do you a favor. Got me fucked up. You know, everybody just wants to be seen. Somebody said, heard there was Mpox patents while back. Let me say Mpox patents while back when CDC, when experiments on 1,000 monkey. Yeah. And sometimes you just got to get people on up out of there. See, I be feeling the spirit on certain people in the chat, and I just let them go. They just gotta go. Let me let y'all in on something. I have officially stopped watching content creators. So if there was some content creator right there, I've officially stopped watching them. Because this is my field of work. I'm not trying to watch what every other content creator got to say. I don't care. Only content creators I'm watching who are doing the same thing I'm doing. People who are in the community development, certain information that is valuable information. But I'd rather read books, watch documentaries, watch movies. I'm not concerned about what these guys are talking about online. So this person thinking I know who they are, I don't know you. Let's see. Somebody says everybody got a black shadow god. It's your black shadow, hoping y'all pray to God to be billionaires. Let me do you a favor too. I want all weirdos gone. Got me fucked up. Let me just do you a solid. I just want normal people. You understand? I don't care about all the numbers, clicks, views, having a bunch of trolls and weirdos in my conversations. I'm only interested in having real people with real solutions, real ideas. That's it. I don't care about the fluff. And when you in my chat talking crazy, I'm gonna get you out of here. But the veil has been lifted. We know who Kamalla is. She's a wicked witch. Now imagine her having an abortion van on the outside of the DNC. I can guarantee that she's dealing with them stem cells. I can guarantee she's dealing with the bloodletting. I can guarantee that she's harnessing power at the DNC, knowing that right in the parking lot, children are being sacrificed to her goddess, the Hanuman. Now, if that ain't witchcraft at its fullest, I don't know what to tell you. Anybody watch this stream and still thinking that Kamala Harris is our people and she has our best interests at mind, then you are definitely still in the matrix. You just refuse to see. You refuse to hear. Yeah, an abortion truck right in the outside of the DNC. It's evil, y'all. Now, of course, you got the right to do whatever you want in America. They give you the liberty to sin as you will. I personally follow the Bible, so I'm going to tell you that abortion is evil. The moment that baby enters the womb, that baby is breathing. That's a person with a spirit, with a soul, even having dreams. And we can talk all day about our adversaries, the so-called white man. But the fact of the matter is our own women who are taking our babies out. I don't care how you feel about it, but the truth is the truth. We can't talk about cops gunning down black people. We can't talk about Black Lives Mattering. We can't talk about none of it when our babies are not safe in our women's wombs. That's a fact. Because guess what? They're responsible for more deaths than any genocide that the government has done to us. Anything from Tuskegee to Black Wall Street and beyond. And that's the harsh reality of the situation. Now, when I say this, the woman who's asleep, the woman who's still in the matrix, the woman who's still evil and reprobated, I become her enemy for telling the truth. And she wants the liberty to do whatever she wants to do with her womb. But not considering showing any level of responsibility for her actions. Meaning, when you was out there in the streets dealing with this man and that man, you wasn't considerate that can possibly end up in the loss of life. I seen this clip the other day, and it deeply saddened me. There was a woman who had a baby stroller, and it was one of those ring lights with the cameras. Some kind of bug flies in her face, and this woman lets go of the baby stroller. The baby stroller rolls out into the street. She had her son with her. Her son was probably 4 or 5 years old, and he's like, "Mommy, the baby, the baby." And he's chasing after the baby while she's trying to swipe a bug out of her weave. What is happening to the women where they don't have no motherly instinct? Where she just didn't even give a damn about the baby off a damn fly or a bee or a wasp or whatever the hell it was. That's the type of person who's voting for Kamalla. That's the type of person right there. Seared conscious, don't care about the youth, don't care about their own bloodline, don't care about their own children. Exactly. Only pure, selfish, and evil people. And people who vote for Trump, those are people who do adhere to more conservative values, but they're also under an illusion. Not understanding that the system is practicing anti-heroism. Donald Trump is being used to be an anti-hero. That the Republicans want to not only erase history, meaning they want to call slavery indentured servitude. They want to erase Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. They want to erase all of us out of the Inventions Corporation. They want to erase history altogether. They want to do some formula, what is that, Fahrenheit 450 type stuff with our people. And none of these camps, none of these campaigns, none of these people are doing anything for us. They're controlling us. It's Politricks. Lamentations 4:3. Somebody puts a thumbs down to T. Regina Sims. Let me do you a favor. Got me fucked up. See, you don't understand. I don't care for you weird people to be in my chat. Lamentations 4:3. Even the sea monsters draw out the beast. They give a suck to their young ones. The daughters of my people is become cruel, like the, oh man, ostriches in the wilderness. Man, I've never read that scripture. Whoo. Ooh, that's a cold piece right there. That's a cold piece right there. I'm about to add this one to the repertoire. I'm telling you, they don't care. And these are the type of people that the left are harping on casting a vote. I'm telling you. But I had to come through with this broadcast, man. If you like this type of material, that's very informative, this dynamic, revealing type of material that covers global truth, not no local truth. then man, pound the like button on the video. Share this everywhere. Get the likes up over 1,000. I would stick around. Let me see what the likes are, because if y'all can get the likes up to 1,000 every broadcast to help me with the shadow ban that they have going on, then I wouldn't mind sharing links and all of that. I just don't mind. But y'all got to show that y'all supportive of what's going on.
What's good?
It looks like it's showing that I'm not even live right now. I'm telling you, this platform be tweaking. It looks like my live has already aired. I'm over here looking at this like, wow. Let me see where we got the likes at. The likes are at 568. Yeah, that's just not going to work. That's not going to work. But nonetheless, eventually, you brothers and sisters who really support the work, y'all will be around, and that's who we want. That's who we want around. But show your support. I thank each and every one of y'all. I want y'all to have a blessed day. I got more coming. Y'all be safe out here. With that being said, shalom and peace.